Hi everyone, today we're making mahshi or stuffed vegetables Lebanese style. This is a delicious all-in-one dish where stuffed vegetables are cooked in a delicious tomato-based sauce. The stuffing consists of minced meat and rice. It's absolutely delicious. You can use any type of vegetables that you like, but one of the popular ones is when you only use zucchini or Lebanese zucchini, and that's called Kousa Mahshi. Here I'm using a variety of different vegetables, so let's have a look. So we're going to start with our stuffing. For this we need 500 to 700 grams of minced meat, or here I'm using beef. You can also use lamb. To the minced meat we're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1.5 teaspoons of chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1.5 tablespoons of coriander powder, and here we've got 1.5 teaspoons of Arabic spice powder called Baharat. I do have a recipe for Baharat spice on my channel, you can check that out. And we're also going to add 1.5 teaspoons to 2 teaspoons each of ginger, garlic, and green chili that's been finely minced. So that's the ginger, garlic, and the green chili. We're also going to add 1 red onion that's been finely chopped, and 1 large tomato, finely chopped as well. So we're going to cook this mixture. I'm going to add this to a pressure cooker, give it a good mix, and we're not going to add any water, and we're going to cook this till we hear 8 steam whistles. Now that's if you're using a pressure cooker. If you don't have a pressure cooker, just cook it in a heavy based pot with a lid till the beef is completely cooked and the water is completely absorbed, stirring occasionally. Now we're going to take a look at our vegetables. For this, the main vegetable that we use is zucchini or Lebanese zucchini, which is preferred. And oftentimes this dish is made with just the Lebanese zucchini like you see in the picture above, in which case we call it Kousa Mahshi. But today I didn't get the Lebanese zucchini, so I'm using the dark green zucchini as well as a mixture of vegetables like bell peppers and eggplant. So you can use any vegetables you need really. It has to be a vegetable with a firm exterior that you can hollow out like this. Whenever I get beefsteak tomatoes, which are extra large, I use them as well, but I didn't get that today. So we're gonna hollow out all the vegetables. Just cut off the top, or in some cases cut through the center of the vegetable depending on what you're using. And the eggplants, usually the large round eggplants are preferred. Here I'm using the longer large ones. You can use a knife and a spoon or a coring utensil to do this easily. Just make sure the exterior is thick enough that it doesn't break off or tear during the cooking process, but it shouldn't be too thick because it makes it difficult to absorb the flavors. And once you're done hollowing out all your vegetables, you want to sprinkle the insides with a little bit of salt, and we're going to set that aside. Now here I'm opening my pressure cooker after it has cooled down. You see there's a little bit more liquid left, so we're just going to cook that a little bit longer till all the liquid has evaporated. And we're also going to add salt at this stage. Add salt to taste according to how much minced beef you added. So for the stuffing, along with the minced beef, we also need rice. So here's 1 cup of basmati rice or any long grain rice. You want to rinse it well and keep it drained to remove all the water. To a pan, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of ghee. That's clarified butter. Just wait for the ghee to heat up. And here you can see the minced beef mixture is nice and cooked and all the water has been absorbed. That's just perfect. Just let it cool it off, and once the ghee is heated up, we're going to add the drained rice and we're going to fry this briefly. Once the rice is nice and aromatic, we can add salt to taste, half a teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon, as well as half a teaspoon of black pepper powder, as well as a 1/4 teaspoon of the Baharat, the Arabic spice mix. Do check out the link in the description for the Arabic spice mix recipe. So now our rice is fried and seasoned. We're going to add it to the cooker along with the minced beef. Now just give this a good stir and we can set this aside. This is our filling. Oh, and we're also going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of fresh cilantro or coriander that's been chopped. That's our filling. So we can stuff the vegetables with the filling now. Depending on the size of the vegetables, you want to just stuff it till it's 3/4 of the way full. I often have extra of the minced beef mixture. I just add it directly to the sauce because we love that filling. And you don't want to overdo the vegetables. You will only want around 2 stuffed vegetables per person, so you want to count accordingly. So we're going to set the filling aside and now we're going to start on the sauce. For this we're going to make a fresh puree of tomatoes. So try to get the largest tomatoes that you can, nice red juicy ripe tomatoes, 4 tomatoes, and we're going to blend this. No cooking involved, and for some extra flavor I often add a couple of canned tomatoes as well. So you make about 2 cups of fresh puree like that. And we can get started on making the sauce. Add another tablespoon of ghee to a pan. And once the ghee has heated up, we're going to add 1 red onion that has been chopped. To this we're going to add 1 teaspoon each of minced ginger and garlic. So we're going to saute the onions and the garlic and ginger till it's nice and fragrant and just changing color slightly. At this stage we can add the tomato puree. Bring this to a nice simmer. Just allow it to simmer very briefly and then we can add some more spices. A 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, and once again 1/2 teaspoon of the Arabic spice mix Baharat. I am leaving the link in the description to the video. So give this a good stir. And now we're going to cook this on a medium heat till it's a nice deep red in color and the oil separates. So here you can see how it's thickened a bit and the color has changed a bit and the oil has separated. This step is important. You really do need to cook those tomatoes down to get the maximum flavor out of them. And only once the oil has separated and the sauce has thickened like this are we going to add water. And here we're going to add 3 cups of water. So we're just going to let that come back to a simmer. And by the way, with all that flesh that we scooped out from the vegetables, I'm going to add this to some water with just 1 large onion. We're going to boil that for a while and we can make a nice vegetable stock. You can use that to make soup or whatever you like. If you only used 1 vegetable, you can use the flesh to make a stir fry, or if you only use zucchini, you can make zucchini fritters or any stir fry. In this case, since I use mixed vegetables, I'm just going to make the stock and it will come in quite handy. So the sauce is simmering after the water has been added. Now we can add to this all the stuffed vegetables. And since I had the extra filling, I'm just going to add it directly to the sauce. I love that filling. Just place your vegetables so that the filling doesn't fall out. Bring it to a nice boil once, and then we can cover this, and we're going to cook it on a medium flame for a bit. Before that, we're going to also add a little bit more salt because the vegetables will need an extra bit of salt, and as well as for the sauce. So we're going to cover that and cook this for 15 minutes on a medium flame, not too high. And you will see that the vegetables are nice and cooked, and the rice is cooked through, and the sauce has thickened. So now if you do like a soupier sauce, you can always add a little bit more water as it is cooking. At the very end, you want to add a little bit of chopped cilantro for garnish and color, and your delicious stuffed vegetables mahshi is ready. If you make it only with the zucchini, it's Kousa Mahshi. So I hope you try the recipe. It's absolutely comforting and delicious, and I hope you will love it like I do. So if you try the recipe, please do let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye!